There's very much a lot of drive to try get the best out of yourself and your teammates.
I absolutely found the community here. All these guys are very welcoming. It's just wonderful to be part of a team.
We strive for the passion in everything we do. Some would say we're over-passionate, and we do cause a bit of drama on the sideline when we get that way. But yeah, it's great.
To the 2025 Asia Pacific Oceania Cup. This is match number 5 of the opening day. And it is the big match of the day. Australia taking on Japan. If you were looking at the form guides of these two teams, this is probably the match that you circled on, hoping to make sure you were here. And it's getting prime time billing here, 6 o'clock local time here in Brisbane. My name is Tom Byrne. I am joined by Jackson Taylor and Matthew Mallows. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Very excited about this one. This is it, isn't it? This is a big game for the day, isn't it?
Most definitely. I think I'll start off by asking the big question. What's our predictions?
I think Australia on home soil would make sense, but I'm hoping for a close game at least.
Pardon, yeah, you go on.
No, you.
From what we saw, the last game that the two sides played, that draw in the World Cup, 1-1. I think it'll be a similar sort of level of game. I think Australia have looked quite good today, and I think they will be scary today. I can expect from what I've seen. I'm going to say a win for Australia, but I think very, very close.
Matt, any prediction on the winner before I make mine?
Yeah, I think the Aussies with the home field advantage, they've been training a lot more than Japan have been able to. Japan obviously got here only a couple of days ago, whereas Australia have been training for a good couple of days. So I think Australia will just be a bit sharper than the Japanese.
And as the teams enter the field for this game, I'm going to join the prediction of Josh Berger in the YouTube chat, and we do thank all of our viewers on the Fit for YouTube page. I'm not sure if there is going to be a winner to this one. It'll be obviously the team who scores the most goals, as goals are important to be scored in the game of football, but I don't know, I feel like this is going to be a tight contest. I think there may be goals in it. I just don't know if one team will score more than the other.
Yeah, honestly, I think with the history of the result, as we were talking about with that previous draw, it's definitely a realistic outcome. So I think it'll be interesting to see what happens. Sorry to cut you off. As we have the coin toss, I'll take a moment to talk about how this event is proudly hosted by the Queensland Power Chair Football Association and made possible through the support of our FitFit partners, namely Power Soccer Shop, the official supplier of the Strikeforce Sports Wheelchair, and of course Illsport, the official apparel partner of FitFa. Both of those companies, their continued support to our sport helps make this competition and others possible, and keeps this sport moving forward both on and off the court. And it's like we might be swapping ends as the result of this coin toss. And I'll open the question up, lads. There's a little bit of a microphone crackle there. Let's say you do win the toss, what's your decision to take?
Kick off.
You take kick off, Matt. What do you take, Jax? I've been raised well at the Western Sydney Wanderers.
No, you haven't.
That if you have the opportunity to switch sides, you got to do it.
Good man. That's
not like the sun's in your eyes or anything.
That's a man of that's my heart there, Jackson. I'm also a swap ends proponent.
Oh well, wow.
I think I did that to you, didn't I?
Yes.
I think I remember the evil eye that you gave me when I did that on the club champs earlier this year.
Yeah.
And we have a commencement of this match, and Japan take the kick off and immediately go for goal, but it doesn't quite work out, as it is Hiranishi on the ball. The man in the goalkeeper's jersey today, Ollie Davis, going upfield early, but it's a 2-on-1 violation, and Australia look at the ball.
Yeah, interesting. I thought Japan would be starting with
Yuki.
With Yuki in the middle there, but they've opted against it, so it'll be interesting to see how they set up here.
And this is potentially maybe saving some energy for later in the week. The big matches are on Friday, of course, so for
Audio is up.
Audio is back. We just had a little technical problem there. Still a few hanging around. Hopefully those are resolved soon. Nonetheless, though, we'll just let the football do the talking for a bit as Beth Evans has the ball out wide. Looking for Luke David. Ball goes upfield and cleared away. Now for Seckers. That's almost an own goal there from Yamada. And we've had a question in the chat. Where is Abs? Abs is not selected for this team. So if you're wondering where he is, he's not here. As David goes for Evans and she just puts it back out of play, and that's not what you want to be doing with your first good opportunity in the match. But it is a throw-in basically on the byline for Japan. Ball goes upfield and Ryan Seck tries to turn it forward. There's a bit of miscommunication there from the Australians. A bit of metal on metal. The first time we've heard a claim, and it surely won't be the last of this game this evening. These two will tussle. It's Ota and Evans, and this tussle continuing. It's a long one, and Ota eventually wins out. Now Luke David getting involved. And this game, I think everyone would have expected a passing game, but it's been a lot of brute force early on.
Yeah, I think both teams are just trying to get a feel for each other at the moment. Not doing anything really too flashy at the moment. So we'll see which team starts to win the arm wrestle, as we see a 2-on-1 here.
Yeah, it looked like the Australians are about to start passing the ball around, but then the 2-on-1 call, which will break things down a little bit. Ryan Seth in dangerous position on the left. Surely he's the option.
The Japanese have done quite well to nullify Dimitri on that.
Ryan Seth takes the shot, but it does get saved. And he tries to 180 to see where the ball went, but it was behind him as there's a bit collision. And Yamada is going to get called for it. And there might be a very quick discussion. But now a direct free kick. Just 3.5 minutes into this game. Can Luke David slot in the opening goal of this one? Both these teams currently keeping a clean sheet in this tournament. And very nearly a defensive blunder there as the clearance ricocheted back in towards the net. And now the ball flicked away. David with it, looking for an option. Is almost allowed to run at the net. Evans takes the shot, and a 2-on-1 violation against Australia. We'll see that play break down.
Yeah, Evans and Beck just prepped a little too close to one another there.
So now Japan will take the goal kick. Ball goes upfield. It's a little flick forward, but Australia are able to capitalise. And passing around top of the box, and there's a good clearance. And Australia will get the ball back, but it's just inside their own half.
You can tell that Japan are a lot better at cutting down those passing lanes compared to the Republic of South Korea and New Zealand. Now, obviously, that comes down to experience. These two teams have played each other a fair number of times over the years, so they know what to expect from one another at this point.
Nonetheless, though, as that's almost a dangerous spin, right in centre, and yet being flattered. As now the Ollie Davis, a little soft touch for Evans, plays it forward, but we're going to make a 2-on-1 violation. And now Japan have a chance with the ball.
Yeah, Evans and Leo Davis just creeping in there.
We've had a very reflection in the chat, which I'm going to throw Jackson's way. If you are Japan, how did you stop the Australian passing?
I think it's just, you watch those lanes, you study how they're trying to get to each other, and you're like being as fast as you can mentally is not just how fast the chair is. They've got to make sure that they're all alert and doing whatever they can to make sure they stay alert for the next 35 minutes or so.
Well, Luke David will hoof the ball upfield, and now Evans, as there's a spin from the Japanese goalkeeper who's playing that central role that we do often see in power chair, the centre goalkeeper, which if you are joining us for the first time, having only seen the running game, yes, your picture spread is not wrong. The goalkeeper is indeed well out of the box and very much part of the attacking lineup here for Japan. In fact, it is the goalkeeper running down the wing this time, all the way to the right hand side, and gets a bit of whistle as Beth Evans puts a bit too much into him. And now Hiranishi, it's like he's going to try and take this set piece.
Yeah, this will be interesting as Australia haven't really had to do a lot of defence throughout this tournament yet.
Not that much yet. This will be the first real test. Biff out behind Ryan Seth. The ball goes in front of him, and the ball gets taken for a shot, but it's wide.
Yeah, I really think he should have scored there. He caught it a bit late. I reckon he didn't quite see it or didn't expect it, but he definitely should have been putting that one away at the far post. He had loads of room to place that ball into the goals.
And it's not like Yamada hasn't been scoring already today. He's popped up a few times in the opening games for Japan. Nonetheless, another goal kick from that passage at play. And now the Japanese press, not making great efforts at goal, but at least keeping the ball down this end, which is contrary to the first 3 or 4 minutes of this one. David going long again, and now Yamada can spin, finding a crossword pass for Ota. Ryan Seth with the intercept. And now it is Yamada and the Ollie Davis. And of course Dimitri with those flashing LED lights, which as we enter the evening hours here in Brisbane, they're going to light up even more. And we've had another whistle here. I think it was contact once more.
Yeah, it's getting a bit physical out there. You can feel the tension certainly in the stands and on the court.
Evans off the front of Seth. Now the Ollie Davis back lane for Evans, and Yamada shutting it down. Referee thinks about blowing for a possible 2-on-1, I think, but the play continues. And here comes a big spin from Seth, and very nearly ending in medal on medal. And now the ball is kind of drawn to a halt here. The Japanese can't get out of their defensive third. All 4 players back. All 8 players on the court right now are in the same half. Luke David also beyond. Calls from the Australian bench for a foul. They're not going to get it. They're going to get a throw in, however. Lots of time being taken on this throw-in. Evans goes for Leolio Davis, back to Evans. Leolio Davis wants more, but he's not even made contact.
Yeah, Japan did really well there. They wanted to bounce it back and forth and hopefully move the defence around to kind of free up Ryan at that top of the box area, but Japan stayed firm, did not give them any room to get that ball across to Sek.
I thought we were going to see it back pass there, but we didn't. Now Ryan Sek, open space, takes the shot. It's saved.
It's a really nice shot there from Ryan to try and challenge that defence, but wasn't able to get it.
Especially when you're that open, you just have to go for it. And then now another whistle against Japan, and the pressure mounting as we enter the second quarter of this game.
Yeah, both benches starting to get a little bit vocal. Don't know if you can hear that on the stream. be able to 2-on-1 coming from both benches.
David looking for Ryan Seck, and that's a miss hit. Goes for the second effort, it's cleared away. David once more recycling. Ryan Seck wanted to swing but realised the ball was too far away and high risk of clutching an opponent. And there's a clearance. And Australia with the ball once more.
Japan looked very, very strong and connected, certainly defensively.
Yeah, the defence of Nagaoka and Hiranishi holding strong so far. It's now once again the ball back on halfway. It's Oshie battling with Evans.
Yeah.
And whistle once more, and that's the second warning, and there's no more. Already with just 11 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, a lot of touches on the back wheel.
But yeah, with 11 minutes on the clock and already players on their last warning, is it time to go to the bench and just try and keep your players out of foul trouble? Evans, it's a great shot upfield. It's going to be cleared away, however. And that was a back pass that the Ollie Davis has almost picked off. It's a corner.
Very good pressure there from the Australian forwards there to keep it up in their end as we move over to this corner. No adjustments to the lighting, by the way, as mentioned in the comments.
Yes, the lighting we think is the same. It is, of course, a setting sun outside, so that may be causing changes as Ryan Seck thinks about it. And once again, the Japanese 21 just charging in, very fearless. And now David upfield gets a bit of medal for his troubles. And a 2-on-1 violation once more, and the Japanese structure just not having enough space in it and turning over the ball repeatedly. Luke David once more. Ryan Seck in the heart of the defence and goes towards the Ollie Davis, and second effort from the Ollie Davis put wide for a throw in.
Looks like Japan are getting ready to make a substitution here. Looks like Yuki Mikami might be getting ready to come on. They're switching his fans on and getting him strapped up.
It'll be good to see. We saw his power earlier on today. It's now with David battling with Yamada. Once again though, Australia, they play better when they pass. They can't afford to get drawn into this style of game. When these two sides met in Sydney 2 years ago, that game was typified by a lot of one-on-one battles with a few bits of passing here and there that led to the goals.
I believe that game was a 2-all draw?
1-all.
Yamada goes down the wing this time with a little bit of variation. Ota with the back pass. And now gets the ball upfield. It's a great ball. There's just no one to pass it to. Now Ryan Seck can try and turn and spin, and very nearly causing a collision. He's in space this time. Swing with a miss.
A nice little bit of passing there from the Aussies. They haven't been able to get much of that going, especially in this first half here. I mean, the Japanese are doing very well to cut a lot of it out.
And now you can hear the calls from Dimitri and Ollie Davis feeling a bit louder, so the intensity is starting to ramp up as Ryan Seck now forced to run with it. And that one's going to go away for an Australian throw-in eventually. Evans down the wing for the Ollie Davis. Back to Evans. Now going central. It's going to be cleared away. Evans once more. Seth can't get onto that one. It's going to roll away and another chance wasted.
Yeah, I think he just didn't quite see that coming. But you got to be switched on for the full 40 in these types of games.
We do. And whilst we're having this, when the ball's going down the wing,
that is a Beautiful ball.
Beautiful ball. It's going to be a goal kick. We've had a question in the chat. It's the question is, how many clubs are there in Australia as a whole? Well, if we do the math, there's 3 in Queensland, 5 in New South Wales, I think 3 in Victoria, 2 or 3 in South Australia, maybe 1 in WA. That makes about 12 or 13.
I believe there's 2 in
South
Australia.
2 in South Australia.
I'm not sure the WA have a team anymore, but feel free to let me know in the comments.
I believe they still do have a team, but they haven't been in a National Club Championships in quite some time.
Yeah, quite some time.
So if you do the math, that's a little over 10, somewhere around 12.
Oh, we've also got Canberra.
Yes, we do have Canberra as well. Thank you for that, Matthew. Evans off the front of Seth. It's not got no pace on it, however. It's now Yamada and Seth battling. Now another battle in the centre of the park. Here's Hiranishi and Evans. Hiranishi being very aggressive. Australian bench once whistle and gets it. And I think, no, that's the last warning there for the Japanese keeper and captain. And that's now 2 players that have received the final warning. Now Ota upfield. Ryan Sett engaging. Ryan Sett tried to spin, but was off his back already. This might be a 2-on-1 violation for Japan, and there will be no advantage to be had. We'll give a quick shout out as well. Ryan Sippel is in the chat, commentator for the recent EPO Nations Cup, which was a thrilling tournament eventually taken out by the French. As Ryan Sett thought about a shot and couldn't do it. It's good to see our international viewership part of this match now.
Yeah, I believe also Josh Burgers is from
California.
Yeah, I saw California.
So a bit early for you there. I hope you're got enough coffee in you.
I think they said it was 1 a.m.
1 a.m. Yes. I mean, that's the time I normally go to bed at home. But
I mean, that's, if you want to watch the EPL here in Australia, that's the sort of hours you need to be up for.
Back in the middle here.
And Beth Evans and Hiranishi. Evans trying to turn him around.
Yeah, it's becoming quite the common occurrence, those two battling it out in the midfield, trying to kind of win the arm wrestle. I feel like Australia have definitely had more of the ball.
I think both teams, when they get to the half-time break in just under 2 minutes, I think the main topic is going to be where's the passing gone. This game has just fallen into one-on-one dribbles, and it's very physical, but it's not producing goals. Yeah, we've had a request in the chat here, Jackson.
Yes, we have.
Can you read the line, please?
Pardon?
Can you say the line, please, to a certain friend of ours who's currently on pitch?
Okay, I have been told to throw a Hi Ryan in there, so Hi Ryan. He's out there somewhere.
Yes, he's out there somewhere. He's
currently in the goal box.
In the box.
Sure you guys are
in the box. Of course, for viewers who don't know, my colleagues Jackson and Matthew both host a very wonderful podcast called the Power by Football Podcast, available on all of your favourite streaming platforms. I myself am an occasional contributor to that podcast. As Japan, one last chance in the half, you'd have to think that's a great bit of play. They've had no ball in this first half and they've used it well the first time of asking. But immediately it goes back to halfway. The Elliot Davis now able to run. No 2-on-1 here, but it will be turned away for another throw-in.
Yeah, you'd have to say this is probably close to the last chance of the half for the Aussies.
Yeah, 30 seconds, if even. Evans. The Elliot Davis goes direct and puts it wide. I think the number of balls I've seen go to the left-hand side of the posts at that end of the pitch today is approaching double digits.
Yeah, I think the Japanese defence had that covered even if it was on target.
Now, I want to ask a question whilst it's on my mind to you two as goalkeepers. Thoughts on the goalkeeper being from the side of the box?
I actually take it from a variety of different areas on the box because I like to feel special.
Yeah.
So I take it from just about everywhere.
Okay, interesting comment there, Matthew. Jax, are you on the same party or are you a centre person?
Look, more often than not, I'm in the centre doing it because, it's just what you do most, so you kind of do that. But sometimes you're like, okay, they've kind of worked me out, and that's the only time I'll sway.
And we've hit half time here.
Yes, we have no goals in this one. This is the first scoreless half all day so far.
Yeah, very, very tight game. I feel like Japan are doing enough, and it looks like they'll be going towards their bench in this second half. So that'll be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether Australia make any changes or whether they're happy with the way they're playing. I'd say probably 50-50. They're not quite getting their passing going. So we'll see if they do anything to kind of kickstart that in the second half. Jax, thoughts on how Japan are doing?
I think, they definitely could be going a bit further. I've liked what I've seen, but I think Japan are capable of a bit more, to be completely honest, because it has been Australia's game so far. And, they haven't capitalised on their chances, Australia. So I think Japan need to be doing a bit more in the second half, I think.
And I for one, think that the team who takes the 3 points in this one will be the team that work out how to get their passing going first.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
And on those parting thoughts, we'll take a very quick break. We'll catch you on the other side for the second half of what has been a very tight, exciting contest.
second half action about to kick off here at Nissan Arena. Australia and Japan scores level at the break. My prediction of there being goals hasn't come true thus far, although it is at least true in the sense of nobody's ahead.
Yeah, it's been a very, very tight game.
Very tight game, and looks like we are now seeing it is Japan going to the bench, and it is Yuki Mikami coming on to be the goalkeeper, and Midori Uchihashi coming on to the wing.
Yeah, and Australia have elected to stay with the same lineup.
Obviously trust in the process. As Australia kick it off, and the Olio Davis is the one who receives it, and the ball eventually flicked up and away for a Japanese goal kick. But immediately you can hear the noise from the Australian bench. I can hear the voice of Tristan Peters directing traffic from the bench, which can always be the difference when your bench gets up and vocal. The Yuki, I think, calling for his teammates to move ahead. Tries to go long. Uchihashi up forward. Takes a bit of a weird hit off of Luke David's chair. Now Mikami. And immediately Japan have had probably more possession in this half than they had for most of the last one.
Yeah, you can see the difference Mikami makes. I mean, the precision on that goal kick to find his winger to get it up the field. They just missed that in the first half. But they were very good defensively in the first half, so maybe that was their game plan.
And not just the precision, but also the communication. You can see him shouting and not very happy with that call as Australia get the throw in.
Yeah, he's definitely, so probably the most passionate player on that field at the moment.
That's what we'd love to see, his passion, as he just shepherds that ball away and takes a touch of Uchihashi's chair on the way out. With Australia have another throw in. 90 seconds into the second.
Ooh.
It's been a collision in midfield somewhere.
Yeah, Yuki and Leo Davis, none of them really knew where they were going. Both of them looked like they were backing up, didn't really see one another. So
this is
just getting a little bit of a talking to here from the referees.
Oh, they need to. The referee needs to be careful that this doesn't become a sort of flashpoint that can see matches start to fall apart. International football can get very, very strong up ahead. It's Luke David now with the ball. Evans upfield looking for Ryan Sack, who does turn it goalwards and has to be touched wide for a corner.
Yeah, I don't think that Japan really saw just how on target that ball was. Happy to try and let it go out for a goal kick, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, it fooled me for a bit. I kind of just looked away, went, oh, that's just going out for a goal kick. And then I was like, oh.
I think it was going to hit the post and bounce out, but nonetheless, we're here for a corner. And once again, we're seeing the goalkeeper take it, which is, look, it's not a risk that I would take, but it's a risk that the Australians want to take it. They're very nearly score from it. And Nakari now runs it out of the box and is calling for his teammates to clear in space. He doesn't get it in time. And now it will be cleared away, attempting to keep in play, but Luke David still in the battle. There are 3 Japanese players behind the ball at the moment. None in front of the ball for Australia. Now Luke David being turned around. And Ota taking it forward, and it's going to be a whistle for a 2-on-1, and Japan now have a set piece.
Yeah, Japan are starting to get a little bit of ascendancy here. You can tell that the changes at half-time have worked in their favour. Australia almost they've started well, but again, just not quite finding those passes that they found in the earlier matches.
And Leo Davis just doing his work as a defender, putting the ball out of play. And McCarthy immediately steals in and steals his position. And because Leo Davis is out of the box, he cannot request it back. Which is very smart play. And now Japan with a great chance, and McCarthy keeping it alive. David punching it forward. And now the Ollie Davis grinding that ball against Hiranishi and wins it out all the way towards the byline. Finds the back pass for Seth. He doesn't get the angle to turn it around, and that chance just falls apart. There would be a counter, but Luke David shuts it down. But there is chairs everywhere at the moment, and a 2-on-1 violation given, as there was just Japanese players all over the ball.
Yeah, I think they got a little bit
Flustered.
Yeah, a little bit flustered there.
And they need to set up quickly because they are not in a great defensive position. Now they're in a better one. It's Ryan Seth on the far left, who I think was the option here. And we'll go for it and he shoots, and it's a great stop at the near post. Now Evans and Hiranishi. Evans with it. Charging at the box. And there's very nearly a contact call as that clearance stopped by Luke David. But that's a warning shot. And Ryan Seth moves one back. But the Australian cannot let the Japanese do that again, otherwise their net will have the ball seen through it. Ryan Seth, and that's just for the roll straight through. Davis cannot put it on target.
Australia's best chance of the match so far, surely, and just unable, not quick enough from Dimitri Ollie Davis there.
Yeah, I think the Aussie bench yelling at Ryan to take it quicker. They were set up beautifully for a while there.
Just having a quick chat here with Yuki Nakami and the referee. Once again, we're going to see this goal kick from the left-hand side, which Japan have been doing pretty much all day, and that one's completely away with. That's a turnover.
A little bit of a miss hit there from Nakami. I think he wanted to hit it a bit closer to his fellow defender there, so she could just dribble it out.
Evans tried to overpower and put it nowhere. Suddenly we've had 7 minutes pass in this second half. It's been frantic stuff at the nets, but still no goals. And Ollie Davis 2 touches that one upfield and again.
Aussie bench is starting to get quite loud now. You can hear Mike Suffield yelling from the sideline with his usual incredibly loud voice.
And that ball upfield, and Beth Evans does enough to shepherd it away, but it will be a throw-in for Japan. They need to set up for this though. All 4 Australians back, and Nakami tries to go quickly. It's not the best of balls, but it actually works out okay. Ota looking for an opportunity to Ryan Seth, just shuts it down immediately. And now an attempted cross, but just gets smashed into Ryan Seth's chair. He shuts it down. And now that ball's just going to roll away, and Australia will just take possession.
Yeah, Japan are starting to get trying to start getting some passing going.
Now, Jax, question for you. 12 minutes to go in this game. It's early in the group stage. Do you go for glory, or do you hold back and wait for later in the week?
I personally, I would be going for glory. I think then, both sides need to get their best foot forward, because obviously these semi-finals are is seeded the right word?
Seeded's the word.
Yep, you need to be doing whatever you can to get that first place position to get the more favourable draw. Settling for a draw in this result is not helping them in any way.
And of course, you mentioned those semi-finals because they are, in effect, the matches that will determine who goes through to the 2026 Fit for Power Chair Football World Cup. And of course, it also gives you an easier passage to the final as another attacking chance. Doesn't get anywhere near the net, with Australia living the ball once more. Just that discipline around the box to avoid 2-on-1s has just been lacking with Japan. Ollie Davis here in prime position on the right hand side of the box.
But David opting to go that way, and the Ollie Davis doesn't turn it goalward. Ryan Set recycling. Has a chance. It's wide. It's a corner.
Nice set piece there from Australia. Hope be good to see what they can do from this corner.
We are now entering, or just about to enter the final quarter of this match. This is usually the time where the tension starts to ratchet up, especially as the scoreline stays level. Ryan Seth, the deepest player for Australia right now, ends up with possession. Ota just driven the ball. Ryan Seth turns the way here, and she ends up with it. And Jack Evans had a swim and didn't get there, and Australia will take the throw in.
And it looks like Australia are looking to make a substitution. They've got Chris Hastis on the sideline ready to go on. Ryan Set coming off.
And that's a sub that we've seen a few times, the Newcastle players being rotated on those wings. Of course, fans of the Australian game will know the quality that Chris Hastis has, scoring goals in crucial positions, including in national grand finals. Although that one's not a great touch from him, and out of play it goes. Ichihashi taking their time. They want to get this right. That one comes off the back of Nakami. That one did not go right. And that's a press onto Beth Evans, and that'll be a contact foul. Very much behind the tape. And so a direct free kick from halfway.
Now someone might have to correct me here, but have Japan actually ever beaten Australia?
I do not have that knowledge on hand, sorry. Out of the three of us, I think I'm the one who's been playing this sport the least.
I don't.
You've also been commentating the most, so
I
do
don't
believe.
believe.
Yeah, don't ruin a good statistic with another statistic, Jackson.
Okay, I see.
I'm not allowed to be smart, Jax. That's not allowed here.
And yes, to confirm, we are here at Nissan Arena this week, and always a hive of activity. We had a futsal carnival here throughout the day. There's some social netball happening. There's a bit of pickleball on court 1. All sorts of stuff happening at Nissan Arena. As Luke David looks for the Ollie Davis, smashes into the Japanese goalkeeper, and that's a foul.
Yeah. Little bit sloppy there. Just didn't really need to go in to hit that. For those of you asking in the chat what the whistles are, there are a number of sports going on around Nissan Arena, not just the APO Cup.
And
we've got pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball and social netball. We went through that just before, Matthew, if you were listening. And we've had a comment here from Abdullah Karim. We asked you, we had questions about him earlier. Abs tells us that Japan won the 2013 edition of this very tournament.
Thank you very much for that, Abs.
Thanks, Abdullah.
Part of me does question, in moments like this, did the Australian bench miss having him on the bench? These are the sorts of moments that he used to shine in. It's now Hastis clearing it away. Evans, Hastis once more. Upfield, Nakami's missed it. It's going to go very wide. It'll be a throw-in for Japan once it goes out, basically on the byline.
Yeah, that is a beautiful touch finder there from Chris Hastis.
And he's starting to fire up as well. You can see him commanding the rest of his team. And the Ollie Davis takes a touch off of Oda's chair. Now it's going to be a little tussle in Australia now with the throw-in.
Dimitri Ollie Davis doing very well there.
That indeed. 6.5 to go. 6.25 even. The score is still level. And Evans just off the side of the Ollie Davis' chair. David looking to recycle, but that ball had so much spin on it. He had no option but to trap it.
We can see here.
Upfield it goes. And this might be a good chance for Japan to break free if they can. Ichihashi.
Not quite enough power on that to breeze the defence. There is enough power on that.
Oh.
And that's somehow saved on the line. And it's a foul against Japan.
Yeah, he went in very hard there.
Yeah, it was Hiratsuhu Ota charging in, slamming into the back of Luke David. And in crucial moments like that, oh, you just needed to score.
That was almost a bit of a stuff up at the back for Australia. They did very, very well to cover there, but somehow the ball almost made its way between Luke David and Dimitri Leolio-Davis.
Well, it would have been the ultimate smash and grab as to how this match has gone. It's been very much Australia's possession. They just haven't put the ball away. And now tussle here between the two goalkeepers with time slowly ticking away. These two just peeling the ball back at each other. Might as well be a pickleball game up on the court upstairs. And eventually Australia win the throw-in.
It's moments like that that define these games, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That it is. And Australia, motions on the bench. It's Tristan Peters who's started walking towards. And in fact, I think he's been sat back down.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Chris Hustis, back pass to Luke David. Now Makari intercepting. Finding Ota out wide. That pass a bit wavered, but the other Davis ends up putting it wide. Hustis now able to run. Right up to halfway. Needs a teammate to look for. And keeps it on the sideline. Can he keep it from the byline? In fact, he does not keep it from the sideline. Inside the final 4 minutes of this one, it has been a tight, tense affair.
Do you think we'll see any late changes from either of the two teams, substitution-wise?
I think the fact that Tristram stood up and sat back down tells you what Australia is thinking. They're not looking to change. And the four on the floor for Japan have been very solid for them. I don't think they're changing either. This might be the 8 players that go the journey for the last 3.5 minutes. Now McCartney, the keeper, is the most advanced player on the field. It's still in play and now it's run out. Evans, Davis, no room to turn. Now Evans and Ota, and that ball will roll out of play, and we'll take a quick moment to tell you about FIFPA, the Federation Internationale de Powerchair Football Association, who are recognised with the International Paralympic Committee. FIFPA, of course, making big efforts to try and get powerchair football in the Paralympics in the near future, and working hard to submit that application. And it's tournaments like this that really show how dynamic, competitive and inclusive our sport really is, and we really want that to be enough to get us across the line with the Paralympics. As that ball upfield, Japan with a big chance. McCartney chooses not to shoot.
But it's going to be a 2-on-1 against Australia there. Mikami just didn't meet the ball the way he wanted. I mean, the goal was wide open for him there.
Oh, I just feel like if he hadn't gone for it, the goal was open. He could have broken the deadlock.
I think he was in two minds between just using a regular hit and going for the reverse.
Oh, speaking of irregular, we're going to hit this set piece once again. Australia yet to be tested by this motion play. And that one's not really going to test them anyway. That one just goes straight to Leolio Davis. Evans upfield. And now it is Nakayoko intercepting. And another 2-on-1 violation there.
Yeah, Japan just need to keep their talk up just a little bit. The last thing they want to do is to concede a late goal here.
Hustis, the man in space to the left-hand side of the park. David tries to go direct. Earlier Davis turning it towards Hustis. Ball being recycled, but the Japanese defense holding strong. And that's going to be a contact call
I think it's going to be
the viewers were asking for cheese talk during the first half. There's your cheese, folks.
We've got Tristram lined up in the substitution position again. We'll see.
I think he's just having a chat to Mike Suffield, though. Returning to the experience of some of the older players on this squad. Players that have been there, done that. David tries to go directly on there. Davis putting it out of play himself, and it's another goal kick. Something needs to change in this Australian side over the next couple of days if they're going to break the Japanese defence, because this just isn't working right now. Inside the final 2 minutes, and in fact we're very nearly at the end of this match. Nakami battling with Evans. And yes, to confirm, I believe that was the Japanese 21 who received that yellow card.
Yes, it was.
This battle's still going on. This is probably going to take us to full time. Still a couple of seconds left on the clock, according to our referee.
Yep, they've got Beck sitting back now.
Yeah, do not want to concede now. Is there a back pass about to happen? No, David going forward. Touch the middle, but that ball rolls wide. And that's all we have time for. And no goals to be had by either team, so both will split the points. Well, it's an exciting contest despite the scoreline, wasn't it, lads?
Yeah, definitely. I think it
Going
was.
back into the giant box behind you. Yeah.
Oopsies.
Yeah,
That's
don't
it.
reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've still got to talk.
Oh, I didn't realise there was stuff behind me. Anyway, we'll talk about that match very quickly. Jackson, so do you.
Yeah, that scoreline is definitely not, suggestive of what the game was. It was very entertaining, very, just good stuff from both sides. Obviously, we did say at halftime we'd like to see a bit more from the sides, but alas, the scores remained at 0, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in the rematch tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like both teams will probably feel like they left something on the pitch there. More so maybe the Australians. They certainly had more chances, but I think in the second half with those tactical changes that Japan made at half-time, they looked a lot more dangerous, especially on the counter and moving up the park. So it'll be very interesting to see how both teams line up when they play each other tomorrow.
I think it was very much a game of two halves. I think the Australians dominated the first. The Japanese probably edged out the second. But that'll be all we have time for in this game. Thank you very much for joining us. We've got one more match left this evening. It's Republic of Korea taking on New Zealand, which once again we've managed to set up some very entertaining football here in prime time conditions. We'll see you very soon.